Hello everybody, welcome back to Read and Reread. I am Angelia. Today I'm doing a tag. It is the Reading Tics Tag. This is an original tag that was created by Kevin of Kevin Toll Reads, and I was tagged by Pat from Book Chat with Pat. I may have been tagged by other people as well because this tag has been out for a few weeks and I'm just now circling back to it. So if you also tag me, thank you so much. Thank you, Pat. I will include links to Pat and Kevin's channels down below. And this is one of those chatty tags that really doesn't, I don't think there's any actual book questions where I pull out a book. It's about reading habits, those kind of tics, like your traits or your idiosyncrasies, those kind of tics. And so I'm going to go through the list, throw my offerings into the pile. I've seen a lot of great renditions of this tag. So here we go. Number one. Do you only read at a specific time of day? No, I'm retired. I read it many times of the day. I have a couple of times that kind of tend to happen each day. I think the most consistent one is in the evening. After Stephen and I eat dinner, we both read. Only I read back usually sit on the bed, and he reads on the couch because he can read and have something on TV at the same time. So he'll put on a sporting event, basketball, baseball, hockey, something, whatever season, he'll have something going and he can read on his iPad while that is on, and that kind of works for him. I cannot do that. I need a more pristine environment. So I go and read back in the bed in the evening, and then we come back out. We read for a couple hours, and then we come back out and watch a TV show. But I do read other times of the day. I usually read a little bit in the morning and usually a good chunk in the afternoon. At my tea time, which I will say more about on the food question. So it just depends on if I have errands to do or making a video or whatever, how much time I read in the day. It varies, but the evening time is pretty consistent. Number two, do you prefer to read in your work/everyday clothes? I have no work clothes. Or are you partial to reading in PJs or comfy clothes? Yes, my whole life is based around comfy clothes. Even when I was working, it was in an elementary school, so it wasn't too formal, and I was actually kind of a master at incorporating, let us just say, clothes that maybe were not really from the professional section of the store into my work clothes. My daughter called them furk pants. Fake work pants. She'd say, Mom, I could tell those are furk pants. And I thought, well, nobody else can tell. It's like the magician's art of pattern and redirecting. If you're wearing a nice scarf or necklace and jewelry, then people are distracted. And especially if you just stick to black yoga pants, all black pants kind of look the same when they're lost in an outfit with layers and sweaters and stuff. And so nobody could tell that I was wearing yoga pants at work. All black pants look the same. So the question, that's not the question though. The question is, what do I wear to read? Well, there is a very fine line between pajamas / house clothes / can I wear this to the store? So it's just comfy clothes, and it's very warm down here, so it's usually a t-shirt and shorts. Occasionally, maybe the aforementioned yoga type pants. There might be like a comfy sweater, but very rarely. It's usually too warm for any kind of outerwear. So it's usually just t-shirts and shorts. Number three, what is your favorite reading spot? Couch, chair, bed, outdoors, or somewhere else? My two favorite reading spots are the bed with about 9 million pillows, or here in the library in my red, you can't see it, I'm pointing like you can see it, my red egg chair. I have an egg chair and an ottoman, and there's room. The ottoman's big, so there's room for my feet, and then books and journals and all my stuff and my iPad. So those are my two most favorite spots. Outdoors theoretically is a great idea, but for sitting and reading, it's usually not the best here because it tends to be very windy. And a lot of times it's just really hot too. So I'll go out and maybe just sit and have some tea, or I do a lot of walking outdoors, but to sit and read is kind of tough. Even once in a while I read at the beach, but even then it's the windy. Usually we just go and walk at the beach or just sit and enjoy the environment. But so outdoor reading, I like the idea, but I don't do it too much. Number 4, do you snack while reading, or is this a no-go? I was shocked when I watched lots of renditions of this video how many people said that they don't eat while they read. And I have to confess that when I was a children's librarian, I told the kids not to eat while they read, but I have never practiced what I preached on that account because I'm a snacker. And there's no greater joy to me than having a cup of tea and a snack and a book. That is the high point of my afternoon every single day. Well, I have tea in the morning and then I have it again in the afternoon and once in a while in the evening, but pretty much I have it at least twice a day. But my afternoon tea time with a snack, that is just the best. I was heartened when I watched Mariandrea's video on Books and Bocadillos, and she talked about her snacking while reading. And then I finally felt seen because so many people said, oh no, I just don't really snack, or I don't want to eat while I read. I was starting to think I was kind of peculiar until I saw Mariandrea's video. But yes, I do snack. I don't eat really gloppy, messy things while I read, but I do eat chocolate. I eat baked goods. I eat muffins, cookies, scones, Cheez-Its, crackers, granola bars, peanut butter stuffed pretzels. Yeah, a snack and just a perfect cup of tea, hot tea or iced tea, depending on the day. If you've watched this channel for a while, you know that my family is serious about snacks, that we frequently give each other a gift that is a big grocery bag of snacks. We'll pick a certain store that seems to have interesting things in it, maybe one that the other person doesn't have access to. Like there's no Trader Joe's where I live, and I love Trader Joe's. So my daughter, for my birthday, gave me a bag of snacks. So yes, the snacks run strong in our genes. All right, number 5, do you or have you ever peeked at the end of the book, or do you avoid spoilers at all costs? Well, I recently shared all my thoughts about spoilers in another tag, so I won't go back over that, but I used to be pretty bad about, I didn't peek at the end, but I would kind of look ahead. And I think I did this a lot when I was reading mysteries and thrillers. I would get nervous about whether certain people were still going to be in the story later on or are dead, I guess. I don't know. I used to peek ahead. And my family gave me grief because they'd see me reading and they'd see me like start to go ahead. But I don't really do it anymore. I didn't make a big decision to stop doing it. I don't know if what I'm reading changed and I don't want to do that, or maybe I finally matured here in my silver days, but I don't do it anymore. Okay, number 6. Do you prefer first person or third person narrative, or do you care? I don't care. That doesn't affect my love of the book or my indifference to the book. I like first person and third person. Number 7. Do you read dedications, author's notes, acknowledgements, or do you skip those? Oh, I read it all. Now, I may not read it all until after I finish the book. So if any of that, I'll see the dedication on the way in. If the author's notes are, if it's in a foreword or an introduction, I'm not going to read it till after I've read the whole book, but I will read them. I love to read author's notes at the end when they talk about their process. If they talk about research that they did to prepare for the book, or offer suggestions for further reading on the topic. The librarian in me wants to know about the research or how they got that idea and what journey they followed to learn more about it. It really disappoints me when I read a book that clearly had to include some research and then there is no mention and no note. And I'm thinking, what? Where are the sources? I need to know about this. So, and then the acknowledgements, I really enjoy when there's acknowledgements and I see other authors in the acknowledgements, but they're mentioned, it'll be something like, oh, and thanks to my wonderful reading group that meets every Friday, and then they list, and it's famous people, and I'm just imagining how great that reading group would be to listen in on. Number 8, do you have a favorite reading beverage? Well, I did talk about the tea. I just mainly drink water and tea. So regular water and fizzy water. I like to have a nice Waterloo or Perrier or something in the evening, or sometimes in the afternoon. And I like tea all day. Black tea, brisk, strong black tea, hot or iced. Lots of Earl Grey. I do like flavored teas as well, but no green tea. Very infrequently an herbal. I'm always trying to get into that, to incorporate herbal tea more, and then I just don't. Lots and lots of black tea. Number 9, how do you decide what to read next? TBR, mood, goals, random choice. I've always had a written TBR, but I used to do a lot more random. I didn't decide a book until I finished a book, and then I thought about the next book. And now, of course, there's this whole master plan with all the months of the year mapped out, and the reading events and the groups and the buddy reads and all of that. So, and I love planning and list making and all that. So that's a lot of fun for me. And once in a while, I chide myself for not leaving enough room for a little bit of randomness and spontaneous choices. I'm always planning to, and then I just book it out, fill up the whole month. So I do like to have a little spontaneity, but I just love plans. I really do love lists and plans. So I am fine with the TBR and the month planned out and all of the events. I do keep a really big running list of, I call it the consideration list. And so it's not really the same as the TBR, which is more specific, and I know when I'm going to read those books, but the consideration list is just all the books that I want to get to or possibly want to come back and remember to take a look at. So that's where I put all the interesting things I hear about in other people's reviews, and things coming up at the library that I don't have time to read right now. They're all in the consideration list, and there's a fiction and a nonfiction one. And then the last one is to tag people. Well, I am really bad about not always tagging people in these tags. I either forget, or in this case, I'm so tardy that so everyone I can think of, I am sure has been tagged. But if you haven't done this one yet, it's a lot of fun, and I hope you will do it, and I would really enjoy seeing your answers. And if you don't have a channel, you can answer any of the questions that sound fun, and you have something you'd like to share in the comments. And otherwise, I hope that you are having an excellent day, and I'll be back for Friday Reads. Take care.